In this week's Parshat HaAzinu, Moshe starts HaAzinu Hashemayim V'Adabera V'Sishma Ha'aretz Imrifei by summoning heaven and earth to be witness that the Torah proclaims that if we follow its laws, its statutes, so then we'll get reward, and if we don't, there's going to be punishment. Rashi comments, the heaven and the earth are the perfect witnesses to hear this, because number one, they exist forever, so that in future years, no matter when it'll be, the heavens and the earth will always be the ones to be able to remind us what exactly the Torah stated and why things are occurring in our world. Or a second reason is because the Torah describes that the reward or the punishment generally will happen via the heavens and the earth. So therefore, both because they'll be around forever and because they'll be the deliverers of the bracha and the punishment, chas v'shalom, so therefore the heavens and the earth are the perfect witnesses to hear what the Torah has to say. The Lubavitcher Rebbe points out that if you look at the words of Moshe summoning the heaven and the earth, so they are, the Torah uses different terminologies. HaAzinu Hashemayim V'Sishma Ha'aretz. HaAzinu and V'Sishma, both loosely translated mean here, but they clearly are different words. What's happening? And the Rebbe explains that HaAzinu is a little bit more intimate than Tishma. HaAzinu means that there's a closeness, there's a relationship. Tishma refers to or connotes that there's a little bit of difference. And Moshe was a man of the heavens. When it came to the Shemayim, that's where Moshe felt more comfortable. HaAzinu HaShemayim. He had moved past the earth, he was a little bit distant from the earth, and therefore V'Tishma Ha'aretz. However, we read in Sefer Yeshaya, in Perek Aleph Pasuk Beis, Shimu Shemayim V'Azini Aretz. He flips the terminology. Yeshaya uses the Shin Mem Ayin to refer to heavens when he's speaking to heavens, and he uses the Aleph Zayin Nun when he's speaking to the earth. So if we always try to emulate Moshe as the model Jew, so if Yeshaya couldn't do that, if Yeshaya found more comfort, more security, he was more comfortable in the place in Aretz, so what fighting chance did we have to be like Moshe, who said, HaAzinu Hashemayim V'Sishma Aretz? So the Lubavitcher Rebbe points out that yes, Moshe Rabbeinu, he's on a very high level. Yeshaya wasn't failing what Moshe did, but rather he was building upon what Moshe did. That while being a man of the heavens is very important and really holy, but what's even better than that is if what Yeshaya did, is if we're able to become people of holiness within the land. People who are able to deal with materialism and deal with the world that we're living in and bring HaKadosh Baruch Hu, bring Kedusha down to our place, down to our world, down to the physicality. Not to separate physical and spiritual, the material and the heavenly, but rather to combine them and to integrate them, to integrate the holiness into our material lives. Yeshaya was Shimu Shemayim V'Hazini Aretz. He was a man of the earth. He was more intimate with the earth because he brought the Kedusha down to the earth. Here we are in the day after Yom Kippur, where HaKadosh Baruch Hu sealed us for a great year. And we're heading towards the holiday of Sukkot, where we take our lives and we move it out into the Sukkah for this very same reason, to show that our physicality can live in the lap of HaKadosh Baruch Hu as well. What is it that we're taking out of Yom Kippur with us? What is it that we're moving? Can we take our lives that we were living in the bubble of working and striving to be close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to be holier during the last 10 days, can we translate that down into our earth? That's the real purpose of man. That's the real avoda of a Jew. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should help us take our resolutions and take our growth and take our inspiration and carry that now certainly through the Shabbos HaAzinu and through Sukkot and through the rest of the year, so that we could excel and perfect what our job here, our role, our mission here on the earth. Have a great Shabbos.